So today I'm really excited to show you a new technique that I've not invented or anything, but that I've just applied to the American Girl dolls. And it's really fun, and it's a way that you can highlight your American Girl doll's hair without using any of those chemicals or anything that will, if you did use them, would probably just melt your doll's hair. And so what I have here is from the Sassy collection, Silky Yaki Weaving Hair. And it's 20 inches long, and this is just how it comes in a package just like this. And I get this from Sally Beauty Supply. It was only $8. And so what I have done is I have taken it and I have cut it into pieces because it comes on a long track just like this. And this is the hair. And you brush it out. And what you need to do before you put it into your doll's hair, especially if your doll has wavy or curly hair, is you need to, one, take the texture out of it because it is kind of textured, and you also need to give it a little bit of a curl so it blends in really nicely. So what I have is the track, and this is just the untreated one, and I'm just going to cut it into a nice length, about 2.5 inches, anywhere to a nice length. It'll give you a good amount of hair to sew into your doll's head. So what you do is take it, and now right here I have some very hot water. It's 190 degrees approximately. It's just right below boiling, and it is very hot. So you might want to have your mom or dad do this for you, but you definitely want to have them around. You definitely want to let them know what you're doing because you could really burn yourself here. But you take the doll's hair, or you take the weaving hair, and you just dip it into the water just like that, and then you bring it out. And then sometimes it's a little tangled, so what you want to do is brush it and then take it in one more time to the hot water and dunk it, and then have a cooling rack right here set up. You don't really want to touch the hair because it's really hot, and just kind of set it into a curl, and you'll sit that down to dry. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn this off because I have already done a bunch of those right here, and this is what they end up looking like after they dry. And it just gives them a little bit of curl, and you don't have to worry about the end because 20 inches long, you're definitely going to have to trim some of this off. But what I'm going to do now is move Nancy Drew into position because I still have a couple little pieces of hair to sew into her. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to utilize this little curved needle that you can get right at the beauty supply store. And they also have this thread specifically made for weaving and sewing in things like that. And so you want to make sure it comes in all the different natural hair colors, and you want to match it to your piece of hair. So what I'm going to do right now is just move her into position and show you just how to sew these in, and I'll be right back. So Nancy Drew is all in position, and I'm all ready. I've gone ahead and threaded my needle with some of this thread that matches just perfectly to her little extensions, and I'm just going to go ahead and go over here and show you. And what I've already done is I've kind of pulled up her hair just to make this a little bit easier, and let me grab some bobby pins. Just spread them out on the table to make it really easy. But if you look into Nancy Drew's hair, you'll see that her wig cap is actually made of tracks just like the one that we bought, or that I got at the beauty supply store. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and separate her hair up with these bobby pins. I'm going to secure it, make sure it's nice and free of any excess hairs because you don't want to sew any of these and right here, this one right here is where I'm going to go ahead and attach one of my extensions. So take one and see, it's a little big, but you can always go ahead and trim if you so choose. This one might be a little bit better size. Perfect. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do is just take my needle and thread and start right at the beginning where you want her highlight to begin. And sometimes these wig caps are glued down in place, so you have to work your needle in a little bit. Maybe a little difficult. Sometimes you need to choose a different spot. It'll be much easier in some areas. Just go ahead and put your needle right through this existing track and make sure that you miss any of the hair that you've secured down with the bobby pin. You don't want to do anything bad here. Now go ahead and draw your thread through. And right here at the end where the knot is, make sure you're knotting your thread. I'm just going to go ahead and pass the needle down just to kind of secure this area. Now I'm all ready to begin. Now as you look at the track, you'll see that on one side there's 2 lines and on the other there's just 1. And I want to sew down the side that has just 1. Hold your doll in place. And make sure you're sewing through the track right here. Just put your needle through. And then just sew right to the already existing track. Doing little stitches at the beginning to secure down, because you want to make sure that this is nice and neat. You don't want to have her stay all moving out of place. Just take little stitches. And then as you come to the end, make sure that you start taking shorter stitches, because you want to secure the end as well as the beginning. Tie a little knot at the end. Just wind the thread around a couple times and pull it taut. Make a little French knot. And then find your scissors and trim. And now what you have is a very long hair extension tied or sewn into the doll's head. So what you want to do is match the length to some of her already existing hair. So just brush it together and see where you can see the end of that hair. Just mark it with your fingers, because you don't want to cut any hair that's not in the extension. But I just go in and just, you know, trim it a little bit, move the scissors around. Create a little natural end. Just discard any of that extra hair. See how nicely it blends in. See, with the curl that you put in there, it just goes right with the already existing hair. But then, just take down your hair, brush it down, and admire her new highlights. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I hope it gives you some ideas on how to maybe give some new fun to your American Girl doll's hair. I've had Nancy Drew for about 3 years now, and so I think the highlights are going to be a lot of fun to play with. And also, if maybe you've noticed that you played a little too hard and maybe brushed out some of their hair, it's a really good alternative to going and sending the doll in for a brand new head, when all she needs are just a couple of extensions sewn in. So anyways, I hope you like this video, and thanks for watching.